Wear your face covering at all times, practice responsible social distancing of 6 feet between groups, and refrain from smoking in our audience areas. Make yourselves comfortable and enjoy the show.
I like that when it plays and we just get to stare at it.
Stare at them for a little bit. We get to take it all in. That child is part horse.
That's right, you don't want to be here. It's not.
I've never seen a baby centaur before.
Now you have.
I didn't think they had both front halves.
It's been a rough year.
Had toddler top and horsey front.
What?
What? They wear jeans until puberty? Oh, they change at puberty. Heavens, mine just dropped. I'm glad that's a lot of changes.
She's Sir William's son, so...
Oh, well, that explains it.
Daughter, sorry.
Shall we begin?
I believe we shall.
Indeed. This Halloween, my ghost costume has 4 holes, Sir William Pickering.
And I'm afraid the next time I get a man's stiff will be when rigor mortis sets in. Sir Walter Roderick Kensington. And welcome
To Tea Time, a Mads Cockburn production.
a show where we talk about anyone and anything we want.
And where participation is allowed, but not encouraged. Because we are ferocious
Fierce.
and funny. Ooh. I'm glad some of you think so.
Indeed.
I'm still up in the air, honestly.
You've never been in the air before. Which is to say you have a gravitational pull that keeps you on the ground.
You're right.
I know. And if you are to jump, the wave will cause a small island to be overcome by a tidal wave. What are you looking at?
A bubble came from nowhere.
Linda?
Where did it come from?
You know, where bubbles come from. Well, there's another one. It's like a laser pointer for cats. Still alive.
Where is it?
It popped after the fact. It popped after the fact. Do you want to sit down?
I need to after that jump.
Tell me what, there's a flash flood warning in the county next door. Just over the corner.
You know how a telescope does? You know, my knees. I won't walk right a bit.
Halloween day, spooky night, do it again. Ooh, magic.
I won't walk right. That's hard to say.
I will walk.
I won't walk right for a week. Oh, that caught
Now
my
be
jump.
careful, that's all you're good for.
Sass and hot dog eating contests.
Oh. My apologies, I thought you had one more talent.
Yeah, I can suck a golf ball through a water hose.
I always used to say I can suck the chrome out of the bumper a county over.
You know, I used to just always say that I could suck the meat off a chicken leg from across the room.
We've seen you do that though.
I know that's the thing. Is you say that and people are like, ooh, dirty. But truthfully, I can just suck the meat off the chicken leg.
Yeah, like if you want to see it like Thanksgiving, you know, just...
Ew, why'd you make that noise?
What noise do you? You know what? Never mind. You do not need to share it. Some soundtracks should not be heard.
Ooh. No, so shall we begin?
We started already.
Well, hell, I know we've started.
Oh, right. Oh, but you mean...
The elephant in the room. We should address it.
Yes, we should.
Oh, that's all you got today.
Listen, I've clothed you, I've taken care of you. What more can I do with this elephant?
You could love it.
Not a Disney film, no, I shan't be doing that.
No, so, for those of you who are following along, our anonymous friend who's been giving us gifts continues. Now, for those of you who don't know what's happening here.
For those of you who've been following along, our anonymous friend is still giving us gifts. For those of you who don't know, here's the beginning of that story.
Well, exactly. You know, we want everyone to, be along for the ride.
Previously on Tea Time.
Yes. So someone, we don't know who, has been sending us random things, normally of a flower persuasion. Why did I say it like that? It's a flower. It's just a
Well, I think what you meant was is that the flower has been in both nature form and we've moved on into the arts and crafts realm.
We've had real flowers, we've had copper flowers, and now we've had leather flowers. But today we also got
little pins, little.
Now here's a story for you.
Now on my we got 2 pins. One. Well, I assume they both match because now we're going to. One of them was a unicorn, but it was just like the back half. The whole unicorn was there, but it's 2-dimensional. It was just the back half of the unicorn.
And so the other, exactly, just the back end of a unicorn.
And then
the other one was a little. And what it is it's a little round piece of felt, and it's made to look like an asterisk. Because as you know, we're an asterisk show, and here at Mount Hope, when one has an asterisk, that means that they, dirty. Ooh. But Kensington picked it up, looked at me and goes,
"Why did this person give us a golden butthole?" Which, now, I'll be the first to tell you, right at the top of my Christmas list, you want to give me a golden butthole, there's a couple of you, put your hand down, you're already on the list. There's a couple of
golden butthole. I'll show you this chocolate factory.
You know what though? If we did like a This Ain't Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory XXX type film, Augustus Goot.
It ain't the first time I've been called Augustus Gloop.
No, but in this
I had a friend, truthfully. No, listen. I had a friend, we're doing that Disney thing. I had a friend named Sonny Bertone.
No one's surprised that you were friends with the pastry chef.
Yeah. But he was in all white, and there was a kind, I use the term kind loosely. Came up to me and he drunk, surprised, mutters words at me. And I'm like, oh. And I thought he talked about someone who was on the show before, Fergus McCallan. I was like, nay, my friend, Sonny Bertone, was like, oh, nay, I'm not Fergus, I'm Sonny. He goes, nay, the boy from the chocolate factory, Augustus Gloop. That man thought Sonny Bertone was Augustus Gloop. But the joke's on him because when we went to leave, I saw him crapping in a bush, so... And that's a fact.
Every part of that story is true.
Every bit of it's a fact.
But no, it did. I looked at it.
It does look a bit rectal.
It did. It looked like a golden butthole.
Pucker up, buttercup.
Oh, golden.
Speaking of, did you know you can get like...
You can
get chocolate ones.
We're digressing, but All Hallows Eve is coming up, and if you're looking for candy to hand out that says, ooh, either come to this house more often or never come here again, you can get chocolates of your butthole made. You really can. You can open up your chocolate factory and say, here, have a sample.
And you don't even need the golden ticket.
And some of them may include nuts. Who's to see? Oh, that was the line. At least I didn't say.
That's the line.
At least I didn't say corn. The only vegetable that goes out the same way it came in. Check next time. You'll see I'm right.
I can't believe I went to university for this.
For butthole chocolate?
like, you know, a chocolatier, and they're like, oh, you're gonna own a little family-owned chocolate shop? And they're like, no, I'm gonna make chocolate buttholes.
I'd be proud of them.
That tracks. Now, so what are we going to talk about today?
Well,
Other than chocolate buttholes.
Finger licking gold.
Because after this show, they're gonna sell out of chocolate buttholes just because of this.
Oh, well, that's been another thing that's been happening. We should put that out there. There's been a trend. No. There's been a trend that when we talk about something at tea time, the next day someone gives us something related to that topic.
Indeed.
So
today we're gonna talk about $100 bills. Crisp and green.
Lettuce.
Also, my thumbs are empty. They need rings. Oh. But no, truthfully, yesterday we talked about trick-or-treating. First of all, just to revisit, it's unfair that there's an age limit to trick-or-treating.
The hill he's gonna die on.
But we did think we talked about the fact that there's always in everyone's life, whether literally or proverbially, some cranky old woman who stands at a potentially haunted house and gives out old, fun-sized candy. And Kensington assigned a name, Karen, which was met with, some people weren't happy about that, because there are lovely Karens out there.
The only person not happy with it was named Karen.
Imagine. But today we got a nice little box. It said Happy Halloween on it, and it was filled with king-sized candy bars.
So now what I'm saying is, next progress upon, I would like a box full of chocolate buttholes. And if you are curious...
Listen, that brings new meaning to the Wilbur Bug.
But no, but today...
I want $100 bills.
I mean, I'll take
I'm not joking. If you want to write a check, I'll take it.
But I would like 2 forms of identification. And I'm gonna cash it in front of you.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Yeah, no, I ain't doing that. Oh, I'm gonna write it up to cancel it later. No, we're gonna go.
Because if it bounces and I have to pay the $35,
you already
bill to pay. Once a year, and that was it.
No, that was a jump.
What's the difference?
Well, like when you bounce, lyrics pop up so we can sing along.
I got a golden ticket.
But today we are supposed to be talking about like scary stories.
Things that scare us. First, chocolate buttholes.
No, I'm not
Second,
scared.
$100 bills. Ooh, don't put those anywhere near me. No, not at all. And third,
a date. But they're going to be respectful and not put any of that near you, so they'll be safe.
I was going to say Weight Watchers. The points are just stressful.
You do know that you're not supposed to accumulate a lot of them. You're not trying to win, you're supposed to keep them down the dark. Is that where we've gone wrong?
I've got to write some letters.
Jenny has not responded to any of those missives. She won't be responding anytime soon.
They always leave.
Your dear friend, Jenny Craig.
She gave up.
But no, is there anything at any point, I would say childhood, but like, any moment, like a scary story that really resonates with you, that just terrifies you to your core?
So there was a story that my family used to tell called The Little Red Pocketbook.
That's a euphemism for like a muff. Like a coming of age story.
Don't you take my Halloween memories with your vile mind.
All right.
But But it did teach me the importance of accessories.
Tell us all more about your little red pocketbook.
I could just show you.
I said little. That thing has a zip code.
Listen, it's not a pocketbook. That's a whole satchel.
All right, saddlebags. What's so scary about the pocketbook? What?
Well, nay to you, good sir. No, so Little Red Pocketbook.
Aye.
I don't remember all of it, so I probably shouldn't have said it. But it was something about, there's a child in bed who found a little red pocketbook in the wall, in the hole in the wall.
At the bottom of the sea.
Yeah. And
child in bed.
yes, and they hear this sort of like dragging coming up the stairs, and it's going like,
They had a drag queen coming up the stairs.
My little red pocketbook.
Continue.
and then what happens at the end is
Yes.
you say like they get closer and closer and closer, and then at the end they open the door and you just go boo, like there's no really ending, and just sort of you scare someone. Listen, you turn your face up, and the first time I heard it, I peed.
I think it sounds like something that the south of England created.
Ever been snipe hunting?
What?
Snipe? Anyone? Raise your hand, you've been snipe hunting? Alright, so
Are you doing two stories at once?
I'm about to tell you another. You didn't ask for it, but you're getting it anyway. So snipe hunting,
That's how his last relationship ended. He didn't ask for it, but he gave it to him anyway, and then it ended in a restraining order.
At least I got to the marriage. You normally don't get a first date.
No. But I'm not really looking for a date. I'm looking for like a good 2.5 hours, and then we're done.
I heard it was more like 2.5 minutes.
The final act maybe, but the prologue can take as long as you want.
Y'all are nasty.
No one has the stamina for a solid like 2.5, 3 hours. My God, things will change. You get exhausted. You're bound to start bruising like an old nectarine.
An old nectarine! Of all the fruit in all the world, you choose an old nectarine!
And I'll tell you why. Did it illustrate my point? Yeah.
He asked me.
But they agree. However, leading up to the Big Bang, as it were, take your time, room to room.
Room to room.
Aye. Start in the living room.
Oh my God, I've got to disinfect the entire house.
Start in the living room. See how steady the kitchen counters are. Go up the stairs. See if this wall has a support beam when you throw yourself into it. Kick that. I'm not.
And this is just when he's eating ice cream.
The cone is dripping, yes.
I heard you like the dipped cone.
And now we're back to chocolate butthole.
Snipe hunting. How does one go from snipe hunting to chocolate butthole? Only at tea time, honestly. So snipe hunting. Snipe hunting, for those of you who haven't been, I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin the surprise. If you're under the age of 12, cover your ears so your parents can use this on you, right? No. So what happens is when you go snipe hunting, you build it up like it's this big, sort of grandiose thing, and then you go out to the woods, dark preferably, and then you tell the person who is snipe hunting, you give them a plastic bag. That one like that holds all the other plastic bags that's underneath your sink, and you take it out to catch the snipes. You have to hold it open, and you tell them that they can see the whites of your eyes, right? They're frightened by it. So you have to stand in this empty, dark field, holding this bag with your eyes closed. Now, there are two versions to end this. One of them is if your family really loves you, they they get in the carriage and leave, and then you never know. Because you're just out there with your eyes closed, standing in the middle of the field. And eventually, they come back to get you. The other one is there's a third entity out there, and as soon as all the parties have closed their eyes and all has gotten quiet, and they run out, scare you, crap yourself. I'm not telling you which one I did, but I'm going to tell you I missed that pair of pants.
Well, that story
Changed your life. You'll never be the same.
a true statement. But no. So back to the one I actually cared about, which was about your little red pocketbook, awkwardly enough. The way that builds up, this. I assume in this case, did your parents put under the guise that the child in the story was a little boy?
I don't remember.
I feel like maybe not society should, but I feel like when you're being told something frightening, they tend to change the innocent entity to mirror you to really bring the scare. So I'm going to assume in this instance they said little boys. This little boy is lying in bed, reaches into the hole in the wall, pulls out a red pocketbook, and then this creepy voice is coming out to the room going, give me my red pocketbook, give me my... I just feel like this is the south of England's cautionary tale of homosexuality. You accessorize little boy and someone's gonna come up here and smack you around a little bit.
Note to self, get accessories.
Oh, in a kinky way.
Chocolate buttholes. Now, what's your scary story?
Now, this
other than you before the makeup. Listen, that one was cheap.
No, listen, you've never seen them. It's terrifying. If you want a close proximity to what I look like without my face, go and get The Witches. I'm the Virgin. Just pop it on real quick. You'll see it. It's Angelica Houston pulling everything down.
Square feet and all.
They see the shoes. They know. Disgusting. No, the one for me. Now this was in a book that I actually kept hidden. I owned the novel, but when I would go to bed, I would hide it because the cover art was terrifying.
Oh.
It's the more scary stories to tell in the dark. Now listen, I owned it, I knew I had it, but at night, I would place it behind several books so that there was no chance of me seeing the cover. So there was no chance of me seeing the cover. But the one in there that got me the most was the one about the young girl who wakes up one morning and is like, ooh, blemish. And that one, you know, and it's like, ooh, blemish. And then the day goes on longer and she's like, ooh, blemish is bigger. And then by the end she's like, what is this pimple? And it's actually a spider bit her. And so then they all come pouring out of her face, it laid eggs in her cheek. It was terrifying.
That explains so much about your vanity.
Indeed, good skincare.
It's terrifying.
It is. You asked.
First of all, can you imagine being in high school with a large zit? I mean, that right there, nightmare. But then you took the blasted thing, and it's spiders! I would have crapped. That's my answer to everything scary.
Is there anything
Evacuate whatever human orifice.
That's a survival instinct.
Really?
Indeed. Something about, I heard about if a bear is to attack you, and not like the kind at a club who's all hairy wearing a harness, but come get me, daddy. But a legitimate bear attack, you're supposed to try to make yourself big or crap yourself. Just to let go of your bowels and they'll run away.
So you're telling me every scary play I've ever seen could have been resolved if someone had just taken one for the team and shit themselves?
Indeed.
Something to think about.
My God, the Scooby-Doo franchise would be very different.
They don't call him Scooby-Dooby-Doo for nothing. More like Scooby-Doody-Doo.
I thought you were going to say Scooby-Dookie-Doo.
Dookie, now that's a word.
We got this signal. It's time for our next segment.
What are they grabbing?
Gonna need more than 2 hands for all of that.
I don't know what you said, but thank you! get one of those
Probing.
large pounder Hershey chocolate bars to make a chocolate covering of this bowl. So where do we go next?
Do you want to go to a game or the final segment?
Let's do questions. I like questions.
We like questions. We're saying to hell with the game, mostly because they've kind of sucked lately. That's not your fault, that's
And
on
well,
us.
it is actually kind of.
Yeah, no, blame you. But I tell you what, if you're interested on who out here I'd bet in the end, the list of bettings is extensive today. There's yeah, we made eye contact again. It's you, handsome. And this one over here with like the Jonathan Taylor Thomas type bangs, and then you're pretty attractive. And then
Where's the John? Who?
Well, it's a navy blue. No, not you, madam. Not the man behind you. The one next to you. You just turned around. That one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, him. Oh.
Well, you don't have to brag about it. She's like, oh, it's mine. It's mine. We know.
Well,
We can't all be lucky just because it's been on my Christmas list for 26 years.
I would like to remind you, sharing is caring. Yes. Heaven.
I've got one question.
No.
You want a chocolate bottle? What?
It's on back order. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I'll get on my back and that's an order.
No, listen. He's like a turtle. Once he's back there, we can't get him up.
Really? Listen, if I kick my leg the wrong way, my lower back gives out and I'm stuck.
My
Obesity. God.
No, shall we go to questions?
I need questions.
Oh, but my friends here at Tea Time, we have a segment here called Nobles in the Know, where we open it up to questions from you all, and we will do our best to give you advice, help you along your way. Remember, this is an active participation show, audience participation, which means we can see you, which means we know you need help. Someone, thought they kept that hidden inside. Nope, you wear it on your sleeve. So
Folks don't hide that much.
does anyone have any questions that plague them, something they would really like?
Hypothetically, I may know people who I believe may be in a cult. What do I do about that?
Hypothetically, this person may know people who might
What
be
a
in a
life
cult.
you lead. I don't even know anyone who has the mere suggestion of cult in my life. I've got to step up my game.
My counter question to that is it like a fun cult?
No.
Oh. So
We're talking like Satan.
We're in a fun cult. This is a fun cult.
this is a cult?
They're not wrong. They're not wrong. We stand up and sit down when we're told. We chant when a woman in a dress walks
No.
out.
I thought they meant that they were our cult.
I want my money back.
No, you didn't join. You're the leader.
I want my money back.
No, they pay. I love this. But okay, hold on. I'm gonna worry about the friend. So it's not like a sexy cult. The orange flavored Kool-Aid? Well, that's a terrible choice. It has to be cherry. No, I think I've never pulled anyone out. Well, I've never pulled out, but I've never pulled out. Well, that's not.
You've got to put it in to pull it out.
Well, no, because sometimes, I guess that's cool.
No, the cult. Back to the cult. Back to the cult.
Maybe join another.
Ask them point blank.
No.
Set them down with some form of weapon, pin them to a wall and say, listen, cut the crap. Are you in a cult? That's what I do. And then if they shoot you, well, you've got a story to tell.
Where did they get a gun?
If they're a cult, they come armed. I think. I'm not really well versed on cults.
Okay, another question. Oh, hi, over here. So what should I put in the bio for my dating
You sure you want to
profile?
ask us that? Listen, I've tried it all and it hasn't worked for me, so.
What is in your bio?
Well, truthfully, I revisited it a couple of years ago. And it was originally, I kid you not, 5 paragraphs.
Oh my God, no wonder you're alone.
I sat there and read it and laughed until I cried because I literally regaled my life story to people who were they were swiping. No one wants to sit, no one wants to read a novel. And it didn't even have like a catchy intro. It was just like, this is my life.
I would say...
But now,
you do know this is about them, right? We're supposed to be helping them.
but it's our show. But mine now says,
please help me or I'll do it. I swear, I promise I will.
yes, but in Latin. So it's fancy.
Because I think mine currently says right now, sarcastic wine enthusiast with an affinity for Victorian mansions.
Yeah, no, pretty much sums it up, yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. And it's on, I don't want to tell you where you can find it, but if you do, it makes this noise. But no, I think...
Mine says, traveler, something else, youngest member of the Red Hat Society.
So see...
Scarf enthusiast. Traveler, scarf enthusiast, youngest member of the Red Hat Society.
And
still don't understand why I haven't gotten a date.
And maybe, on yours, maybe like a couple of like fun descriptors about your personality. And I feel like people do find great success in like a saying from like maybe a comedian or a film that they enjoy to see if someone gets the reference without saying, I love this. Like a little, nod to something you like. I'm trying to be helpful. We killed the person in a cult.
I was going to say something I don't think I can say, but I'm
Probably not. I think we have time for one more. Oh, through up
I was going to say when I was first whipping titty out. Chocolate buttholes!
You can't just tell people when in doubt, whip it
It
out.
works for me!
No, that was you. That fell out one time. It was a really weird moment. Did you have a question over here? All right.
What's a good drink? What goes good with gin?
What goes good with gin? More gin. Also, by mere pouring it into a glass, air. Air goes great with gin. No, actually, you don't drink gin, do you? I do. No, I do. I do a gin martini. Preferably, I'm a vodka martini person. Not a lot of vermouth though. Just run the bottle of vermouth past the gin. Yeah, it's really about it. I love gin. Ice goes good with gin.
I do.
I love gin. It's just vodka with botanicals, which is a fancy word for
Tastes
flowers.
like tar.
What shitty gin are you drinking? For legal reasons, do not answer that. And time for one more question before we hit right here.
Okay, so I went on a date the other day, and the person after one date was, I'm in love with you, be my girlfriend. You run, right?
Is this person also
right,
wearing the matching? Is this person, obviously, hypothetically speaking, also wearing the matching trash bag sitting next to him? I wasn't sure. I didn't know.
Right.
Not him.
To clarify, yes, that's what you should do, but I don't run. So it was more like a steady power walk.
You're like one of those old women at the mall.
You really got to get your hips into it. I sweat, good Lord, I'm sweating already.
That's the rain. No, but I think also maybe like, did he pay?
Yes.
Oh, well, that changes things.
I would say maybe like you could stand to run the clock a little bit.
Now, my question is, what kind of date? We talking like Olive Garden or Ruth's Chris? Then bars. When did he tell you he loved you?
The same day.
No, but I know that, but like when in the evening? Like middle of dinner or like second, third bar in? Was there a window you could have climbed out of?
Yes.
I appreciate a dramatic exit. It's got to be a pretty hefty window if I'm climbing out of it.
It's called a door.